Dawn match number 1, Sunday Rumble number 24, and we are getting into the game in just a second here. All right, let's get some rundowns quickly, as this will be a quite large or quite quick match. All right, we got Byron Cavendish on the Razum Dar with that Hades Artemis side, with Artemis front gap mortar on the other side. And on the Gents Pagoda, we still got double lumberjacks on one side, assisted by that Hades with Watcha Carronite on the other side and a beacon flare gun in the back.
First ship for Sacrilege is that one, piloted by Tropo. We have on the front there a gap mortar with side carronade and flare. And the fourth ship, this one, piloted by YOLO Swag Jesus, gap mortar front with side Artemis, double Artemis in fact. And the Razum Dar thing is a reference to Elder Scrolls.
I see. Just Elder Scrolls, or is it Skyrim in general, or
Elder Scrolls? It is a character.
Oh, okay. There's been so many characters in so many games that I do
Byron loves to use references to Elder Scrolls for his ship names, such as Lusty Argonian Maid. So it follows his consistency.
Absolutely. All right, so let's see. This one and Gents Pagoda have spotted each other, or at least the two ships have been spotted, so both teams know where the other one is. We are going to get Sacrilege trying to sneak up on a little bit here, as my game just froze for a second. That was weird. All right, so Razum Dar. Yeah, I'm good now. Razum Dar, Gents Pagoda setting up kind of in the clouds. We see this position quite a lot. There are actually spawn points that are right near here, so it's quite a favorable position to be in.
I'm trying to see if Gents have had a chance to spot them yet. They have not. There has not been a chance to spot. Oh, there was just a tiny window to spot this one. I think, has there been? No, I don't think they saw this one.
There's a spot earlier when they were further back before these ribs. They should be able to get that now. Yes, they do, and they are still far enough out to where that gap mortar cannot hit anything.
But range is just way too long. Artemis coming out from this one, though.
Yep, some nice little fire going down on Gents Pagoda.
Looks like the SAC team is trying to get a couple disables before they try and charge in. Gents Pagoda has lost one of their guns. Their engine just came back up that they lost. 2 guns down now. I believe both lumberjacks are down for Gents Pagoda.
Yeah, this is absolutely the... Oh, this one takes a bounce off the ribs. They're turning it all sorts of the incorrect ways.
This one is getting ripped to shreds. Outer hull going down. Perma hull taking damage. Chip shots landing pretty effectively.
But in the meantime, that one is coming up on the Razum Dar. This one, a counter repair to its fullest. That one getting its firing arc right into the back of the Razum Dar. Razum Dar, oh, that is some nice tarring actually there on that ship.
Great combined tar-Watcha shots. Absolutely great.
Knocking out, looks like the front 2 guns, the important guns, and now that one is in so much trouble here as mortar shots come raining on in. That is a first kill there for the Gents team, as this one tries to follow up now and hopefully get some sort of kill done here, but it's going to be very, very difficult, and I think this might just be a quick 2-0 here.
We'll call that one first blood. This one swinging in below Razum Dar and Gents Pagoda. It is not going to last very long. Their outer hull's going down. Perma hull's going down. That one spawns in right next to them. But this is a meat grind scenario, ladies and gentlemen. That one is in range of Razum Dar and Gents Pagoda, trying to get the drop on them, but it's not going to do it. This is going to be a meat grind.
Absolutely, and with that Galleon was actually firing on 2 different ships here. If you're gonna spawn like that, you're gonna have to pick one ship or the other. It was first on the Galleon, then on the Junker, then back on the Galleon. This one actually spawns right behind them again, so if that one can stay alive, maybe they can get something accomplished here. The Gents Pagoda is now under fire, but that one is taking so much damage here. Just not quite going down yet, however. Gents Pagoda not getting turned on. The Hades trying to fire at this one, but not, they're within arming range, and Gents Pagoda might actually have a bad time here as armor is down. Bump going on. Can mortar shots coming in to finish it off before this one or that one goes down? Oh, Gents Pagoda so close, it does go down.
Wow, that was a great coup by the SAC team. I thought they were in a meat grind there. Razumdar, though, in a lot of pressure to get something done. They need to take out this one or that one, preferably this one, before they lose too much more perma-hull. Still putting a lot of pressure on this one. This one is dipping very low. That
Oh,
one,
just
though,
because
right
spawns
in
right on
range.
top of him. Oh my god, this can... No, I don't know if this was the greatest idea. Razumdar still under fire from this one, that one,
I think this was a
rising
good
on up.
idea. Razumdar needs the help. I don't think it's going to crumble to this pressure
Oh,
right
but it
away, but
does
I
go
speak too soon.
down. And
They
the
were
Gents Pagoda
waiting.
hasn't fired anything yet. The Gents Pagoda still hasn't shot a single weapon. Finally, watching fire going on. Knocking out a few things on that one, but this one is slamming into the side of the Gents Pagoda here. Right in the middle, this is going to be absolute brutality here. They are right on that lumberjack side too. Those lumberjacks are going to do absolutely nothing at this range.
This is a very brutal situation for Gents Pagoda. Outer hull goes down. 3 guns disabled. Balloon is taking a little bit of fire. Perma hull is down to half. Razumdar rising up, trying to do something about this one, but is it going to be enough? That one is coming in. This one, that one. They're all firing on Gents Pagoda.
Oh,
Mortar,
this one goes
down.
Gents Pagoda, however, very, very close to going down as well. They can tie this up. Just one more clip of Gatling will do it. Razumdar is trying to circle around that one. Gents Pagoda, oh, huge watcher fire, taking out those front 2 guns, and that's
taking out all the guns. That one's lost their weapons.
Yeah, well, there's a few of the... Oh, yeah, you're right. Actually, all the weapons are down, and that's going to spell the end of that one. And oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This one spawns right below them once again. It's just been the same spot being used by each team for each of these kills, and this one's going to try to run on out of here, but...
Lumberjack side of Gents Pagoda is turning. They're turning the lumberjack side. If they can nail some hits on it, this could be spades, but this one is making for the ribs at good clip. I do believe they're going to be... Oh, they bounce!
Yeah, there's a little bit of a bounce there, but actually that means that the lumberjack got thrown off the arc, and this one barely manages to survive there.
That one spawns in right below Gents Pagoda and Razumdar.
Oh, no. Why would you... I'm not sure why you would do that. Oh, this might be a little bit difficult, but I'm not, you know what, I'm not sure the Gents Pagoda actually saw what that one spawned, and that one's actually going to come right up onto the Gents front. The Gents Pagoda is going to be in a deep, deep trouble here. If that armor goes down, the Pagoda is going to die immediately, and now that one, and this one firing on the Gents Pagoda. The Pagoda is down. There's a 4-3 now. Can they even this up, or will that one go down for the final kill as Razumdar is doing his darnest? Not
this one needs
yet.
to engage. This one has not engaged yet on Razumdar. We need to see shots going out from this one on the Razumdar.
You got some Artemis actually going down.
Oh yeah, you are right. I'm sorry.
Alpha knocked out some guns, some engines, and now that double gat coming down. And mortar, can it hit? Can those mortars connect with the Razumdar?
We're
that
not
one
seeing
actually
any mortar
taking a lot of
shots
damage
yet.
here. No mortars whatsoever. Oh, I think that one of them may have been destroyed. This one.
No, they were all up. I've been watching the guns on the SAC ships. They've all been up. They have not had a gun disable this entire engagement.
I don't know where those mortars were then. Now that one getting a face full of Watcha. This one still sticking to the Razumdar. Armor still up. Just got down.
Mortar shots were early. They're in a reload cycle right now. Yeah, mortar shots were way early.
Absolutely. Now this one, nice watcher fire from the Gents Pagoda, like knocks out. It was just an Artemis, so neither are the front guns. And this one's actually gonna flip back here into the ribs for a little while and recollect itself. Sacrilege. Both their ships are backing away at this point.
That one did not. Okay, yeah, never mind. They are using cloud cover, trying to cover their escape properly. Yeah, they are nowhere near being spotted. This one though has been spotted, and it's direct line of sight from Razumdar.
Is getting some Gatling onto Razumdar, but cannot be out here on the sustained fire. Both the Pagoda and the Razumdar still getting some of those. That's actually like that had to be about max Gatling range right there.
They're way out of max Gatling range, even if you load Lesmach. There's no way you can reach it from within those ribs.
Yep, now it's both teams are safe. That one has backed up all the way into the corner. We'll see what they attempt to do here. These two Sacrilege teams are fairly far apart currently. This one gets spotted. Not sure if any of these shots can really connect with the Oh, I misspoke there as it slams right into this one.
This one is
Continuing those
trying to use
shots.
this bar here, these metal bits and the ribs to try and cover their escape, but they stopped mid between the two ribs. Very poor piloting choice there. Unfortunate. It's put them in. They've lost one gun. They've lost about half their blue. All right, not too bad. Actually, I take
Oh.
that back. Not too bad.
Yeah, they took a little bit of bounce there, turn around, but thankfully they got behind this terrain here before anything really horribly happened to them. They will be
That
able to
one
reposition themselves.
That one actually popped up over the ribs, directly in line of sight with the Razumdar and Gents Pagoda. The SAC ships are having, I believe they're having a little trouble positioning just because they simply can't get to a point where they can rebuild, make sure everything's 100%, and then charge in. They're always getting peppered. They're always getting a little bit of harassment and pressure put on them.
Yeah, they were
Very
at their
similar
best.
to
Yeah, go ahead.
very similar to StarCraft 2, where you just start sending a little bit of units, just a few random units every so often to an enemy's base. Even though you're losing those resources, you're keeping the enemy on their toes. You're making them think very defensively, which is exactly what the Gents are doing. They're forcing SAC to continue thinking offensively with this constant,
Oh, and here comes
not
the
always
charge.
accurate barrage of firepower.
Here comes a charge from that one. We'll see if this works out. This one being lagging a little bit behind, and will they be able to come up over this map? Yes, they do. They are getting on the Razumdar almost immediately with the longest range Gatling fire I've
Lesmok
seen.
shots. Those are Lesmok shots.
Yeah, that one, however, getting absolutely hammered by the Gents of Pagoda here. Armor down, balloon down, armor still down. They just get it rebuilt, but down once again, and that is the final kill as those mortar shots come raining on in from the Gents team. So extremely entertaining and action-filled match here between the Gents and Sacrilege, and the Gents do manage to take this out 5-3.
Great matchup there. 5-3 does not say how exactly close that was. I thought that was just going to turn into a meat grind for the SAC team, and they'd just lose ship after ship if they kept spawning in like they were. But they were able to use it to their
Match between Sacrilege Gents. Gents up 1-0. If Sacrilege can pull this out, they will take it to game 3. If not, the Gents will go on to face the Glowwater Thralls, and either way, what will be a quite epic finale. Let's get some loadouts going on the Razumdar on Gents team, captained by Byron Cavendish. We've got that Hades Artemis on one side with the Artemis up front, and the Gatling Mortar on the other side. And on the Gents Pagoda, captained by Feast on Thrones, we've got double Lumberjack, assisted by that Hades up top, with Watcha Carronade on the other side and a flare gun in the back.
First up for Sacrilege, their galleon, the Sacrilege Dynasty, piloted by Tropo. On the right-hand side of things, we have double Watcha. On the left-hand side of things, rather long-range side, double Lumberjack. We got an Artemis rather, on the back another Artemis. For ship, as we have an engagement here, Jesus Take the Wheel, piloted by Yoloswai Jesus. Mercury and Hades front with our double Artemis side.
Yep, looks like Jesus takes the wheel, trying to shoot down at that Gents Pagoda. Those Hades shots connecting solidly against the side of that galleon currently, and Sacrilege Dynasty and Gents Pagoda both have their armors down, but no shots to follow it up, really. Both of them are going to be able to rebuild before any permanent damage is done, although, well, I should say that a little bit too early, as both of them have taken a little bit of permahull damage here.
It's mostly chip shots so far. Sacrilege Dynasty losing their outer hull again. Permahull has taken some more shots there. Again, chip damage just slowly breaking down Sacrilege Dynasty. They do have 3 component fires to deal with, as most of the fire, though, from the Gents has refocused on the Jesus Take the Wheel.
And it's of course because Sacrilege Dynasty had backed away back into these buildings. Jesus Takes the Wheel is in a pretty defensible position. However, they will be able to just shoot out from this tiny gap. I can't believe Yellow Swag actually found this small area to shoot out of here from.
Good position, though. Really good position, especially for his front guns. He's really, he's pinpoint there and dishing out that damage through that tiny little slot he has available to him.
Yeah, and as you see, a lot of the fire that's returning, well, now it's hitting, but a few of those were definitely slamming into that broken building in front of him. So it's pretty good firing return as well. And actually loses his balloon and it's going to crash into this building. Just managed to rebuild it in time. Got to be real careful here with those double lumberjacks raining on in. If you get your balloon taken out, oh no. Oh, this could be very bad for Jesus Takes the Wheel here as he's going to
They're
just
going to get
start
ground
bumping against
down.
this building.
They are going to get ground down.
Yep, and with those lumberjack shots raining on in, mortar and Hades as well, this is gonna be very bad for Jesus Takes the Wheel. Maybe, just maybe they can get out, but they're continuing to bounce along here. Oh, now they're taking another bounce. In the meantime, oh, Gents Pagoda actually lost his balloon. That's probably why he wasn't able to continue firing. And now the Gents Pagoda is on top of a building.
Sacrilege Dynasty has lost their outer hull. They are sitting at half. They've taken some balloon damage as well. One of their guns is out. Just bounced against a building.
That'll throw off every single arc you possibly have. But both sides now tending to themselves, licking their wounds. Of course, Sacrilege have a few more wounds to lick as they've gotten, both ships have at least taken half their permanent hull damage so far. And Jesus Takes the Wheel.
This is just this is a back and forth sniping match. Unfortunately, it seems like Gents have had a slight advantage in it so far. The chip damage has been slowly breaking down Sacrilege. Just not quite enough output to get the Gents to stop firing.
Yep, Sacrilege Dynasty, balloon down, armor almost gone. Gents Pagoda and Razumdar in a superior position currently, just taking advantage of any sort of vision that they have on Sacrilege. And I don't think Sacrilege can continue trying to shoot off from here. I mean, Gents have proven that they're able to hit at the distances that they're at in the small positions that they're in. And I don't know, Sacrilege might have to try to back up a little bit here and maybe see if they can get a better angle of engagement for them.
The question has come up in chat if that is a heatsink round that Richard Lamoon is loading into the Mercury. It is indeed. It does give the Mercury gunner an extreme advantage for breaking components. The only component that a heatsink shot from a Mercury cannot break in a single shot is a heavy engine. Everything else can still be broken with a single shot from a heatsink Merc. Now, charge does work better against hulls, but if you want to break components, heatsink is actually the best round to load into a Mercury.
Charge definitely is more of a catch-all, but if you're taking very specific stuff, then yes, it can. Oh, Gents Pagoda is actually, looks like he bounced along the building here again. It's taken large set of fire, but going to get repaired right back up. Oh, looks like Alistair actually crashed out here, so Gents Pagoda, one of their engineers, is currently gone.
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah, Sacrilege, nope, okay, it's back in, so no harm, no foul there. Sacrilege was repositioning themselves there. Sacrilege Dynasty continuing to take some shots. Look at the tiny window that
lumberjack fire.
Lumberjack is coming on, and it's such pinpoint accuracy here from the Gents
right
team.
Now, Sac needs to do something a little bit different. They need to rearrange themselves. They need to get into a new position because as it stands, the Gents are just slowly pushing them back, slowly whittling them down. It's just not a good scenario for Sacrilege. They need to reposition. They need to get the height and the terrain advantage. They need to get good cover, and they need to just turn the tables a little bit, shake things up against the Gents, because the Gents really like to thrive on being in control, of not having to really worry about what's going on. They know what's going on. As soon as you change that, we've seen the Gents get a little shaky.
Absolutely, and you know, when you're allowing ships to just sit unperturbed, unmoving, everything is so much more calm and relaxed on a ship. It's when you're flying around and you're getting lumberjack arcs thrown off all the time. That's when it starts to become an issue. And there we go, Sacrilege Dynasty actually catching the Pagoda moving here. It looks like they were trying to move around to take advantage.
I cannot believe some of those Hades shots landed on the Sacrilege Dynasty. They were able to just put those shots right between the buildings. Wow.
Yeah, that's just pinpoint accuracy here from the Gents team, continuing to hit shot after shot. I mean, even that would have hit if it didn't hit that bar right there.
That's not easy to do. props to the Gents team that they're just able to throw those shots right in between those spikes of the destroyed buildings there.
Yep, alright, so Sacrilege Dynasty moving on over here, and that's just wide open lane for those Gents firing squads to pour on in. Jesus takes the wheel, looks like he's possibly trying to take advantage of this, but they're firing at the Razum Dar, and it seems like they're kind of mixed between who they want to be firing at this point, whether it's the Gents Pagoda or the Razum Dar, although I guess the Razum Dar was the only ship that was spotted at the time.
This match has always all been about, I'm sorry, this game has been all about getting set on your back foot early. Sacrilege tried to get some offense going early, but Jesus Take the Wheel took some nasty shots, bounced a couple times against the building that they're just sitting over right now, and then they started getting forced to wheel backwards as Sacrilege Dynasty loses their balloon, and Outer Hull is actually not looking so pretty.
It's just lumberjack shots continue to come on in. Yep.
It's a situation where if you're consistently set on your back foot, you're never going to be able to take offense. You're never going to be able to take advantage of pushing your opponent back. You need to counter and press. You can't just continuously wheel backwards unless it's part of an offensive strategy.
Yep. If you're, I don't know, possibly trying to move around to a different angle, and they have moved around a little bit, but I mean, it's pretty much been on the same side continually, and while they haven't taken any permanent hull damage recently, they're still down by quite a lot in that respect. Gents Pagoda, as you can tell, a little bit over half still left on them. That's about all the permanent damage that the Sacrilege team has been able to do so far in the, I don't know, it's, what, 5-10 minutes of firing so far.
Gents are just sitting in the center at this point. They're just
Tropo
sitting in the center peppering. Oh no.
And that galleon is slowly drifting towards a building. Has anybody actually taken over the helm while he's gone? It looks like, okay, Communist Pony has taken over the helm. And Tropo's back on. Alright, so still getting a few of these disconnects, unfortunately. We had some of that happen earlier today, but that has actually set Sacrilege Dynasty straight into the arcs with none of their guns being able to fire back currently. They're just trying to get on out of here. Hull down, balloon down, and are they going to be able to get on out of here? Oh, they're going to slam into the building behind them. Yes.
This is a very nasty situation for Sacrilege Dynasty. They're bouncing on the ground. They're gonna be bouncing on the ground rather. One tap.
Oh, Gents Pagoda, however. Gents Pagoda has gotten its armor knocked down as well by the Jesus Takes the Wheel. The Jesus Takes the Wheel, nice distraction there, taking the fire for the Sacrilege Dynasty while the Dynasty tried to right itself after losing its captain for a few seconds.
Dynasties went ahead and hid behind this somewhat tall building near the invisible structure. It is going to be difficult for Sacrilege Dynasty to deal with. I think if they swing around the far side near where that flare came out, as it should be disappearing here shortly, they might be able to get a flank on the Gents Pagoda.
Yeah, I mean, this building is quite funny, by the way, as I'm looking at it. It's just nothing.
The crazy part is the hitbox is still where it should be, but the building's graphics way up high.
Yep. It's quite amusing. All right, so hopefully that'll get fixed at some point. As far as this matchup goes, once again, it's very hard to beat the Gents at their own game, to play it with this long lumberjack sniping stuff going on. Although they are getting some nice hits in there, knocking the Gents Pagoda balloon down once more, but Sacrilege Dynasty taking huge gulps of damage, and it might just get finished off right here.
That shot would have killed them, but
it does go down finally. For kill number 1 of this match. Jesus Takes the Wheel in the meantime has snuck around on this side, so doing a little bit of that repositioning that we were talking about previously. Unfortunately, the Sacrilege Dynasty just not able to do so.
That was a very long and unfortunate death for the Sacrilege Dynasty. They spent a long time kind of low on permahull there. I think Sacrilege felt like they didn't have a ton of options, which admittedly the Gents didn't give them a ton of options. They kept good pressure on Sacrilege Dynasty, spawning in right behind the Gents Pagoda. First shots from the Gents already going out on Sacrilege Dynasty. Sacrilege Dynasty trying to bring their guns to bear. but they swing around too far. They have exposed their engine column.
And that's never a position that you want to be in on the galleon. They're trying to continue to drop down here, assisted there by that balloon drop. Jesus takes the wheel from the backside, trying to get onto the Gents Pagoda, but Razumdar is actually coming with that gap mortar onto the Sacrilege Dynasty, and that's going to be horrible for that galleon. It cannot do anything, crashing into the ground. No arcs really to fire anything currently. Armor down once more. Mortar should be coming on in. Just managed to get rebuilt in time, but I think that will be the end of him, right? Not quite yet.
Reload cycle. Mortar got caught in a reload cycle there. They were a little early on the shots. They're on the Razumdar.
Oh.
Byron, though, smelling blood in the water, taking out the Sacrilege Dynasty again.
Yeah, Gents Pagoda in the meantime tried to come, or Jesus takes the wheel, tried to come in on the Gents Pagoda.
Apparently Tropo's disconnected again. Yep, there he goes.
That's not good.
No. I think that was part of the problem there.
Quite possibly, but Gents Pagoda is actually gonna go down here if those final shots connect. Yes, they do. So Sacrilege managing to take out Gents Pagoda. Meantime, Jesus takes the wheel, doing fine job there, but now it's got to contend with this Junker, already at half health and much lower permanent hull damage. All right, Sacrilege Dynasty still manages to respawn, although it has no captain currently.
Razumdar is just retreating from Jesus Take the Wheel. Jesus Take the Wheel's flying straight into this tar cloud, though. I don't think YOLO Swag Jesus realized how big it was and gets out of there as fast as possible.
Yep, couple of those guns and an engine went down, so they're just gonna back on out of here. In the meantime, Sacrilege Dynasty, now piloted by Communist Pony, still trying to get itself on here, so they're definitely at a deficit, but they are gonna continue on this match without a break here, and not even asking for one, even though one of their captains is, well, still disconnected.
That is really unfortunate. You hate to see anyone disconnect during a game, especially when it's a captain, though. That is tough to deal with. There's trouble. He's gone ahead and rejoined again.
Oh, but in the meantime, Sacrilege Dynasty getting caught by shots once again. Continual fire coming on in. A lot of those missing, however, but that balloon does go down. Once again, that balloon going down is actually going to assist Sacrilege here, as it is going to let them fly behind this building fast enough, or faster than if they were just trying to do it by themselves. Gets that balloon rebuilt, and in the meantime, Jesus Takes the Wheel is now the one in a lot of trouble. Bouncing off some buildings there. Oh, Jesus Takes the Wheel. You got to be real careful here.
That was a nasty bump, too. That was exactly what they didn't want. They lost a lot of momentum trying to get out of arc of the Gents Pagoda and Razumdar there. They're going to do it, but they lost a little more permahull than they could have had that bump not happened.
Absolutely. You got to be extremely careful here with the
It wasn't a big
layout
bump
of the
either.
buildings.
It was just the very bottom fins of the Pyramidion gently catching the very top of that building. It was really subtle, and it's hard to see that kind of thing sometimes.
No,
But
absolutely.
you just have to make sure you have enough clearance.
And I mean, it doesn't matter how long you've been flying, how experienced of a captain you are on this map. You're gonna get hit. You will be getting hit. You will be hitting buildings around here or some sort of terrain. A lot of those little cranes that stick out, you end up slapping into, as it looks like Sacrilege Dynasty is about to do just that. There you go, bouncing off that crane right there.
They have requested a pause, and Byron has said, yes, we are indeed going to pause. All ships are going to take a pause now while Tropo decides to come back, I think. Except Jesus Take the Wheel was still firing there.
All right, looks like Sacrilege doesn't want it. They're just going to continue firing down, and there we go. All right, so we're going to continue on this game. Down one captain. Sacrilege does not care. They're going to
I'm not sure why they're not accepting this pause. They need both captains, and especially Tropo being the leader of Sacrilege. They need Tropo here.
Yep. Well, any sort of truce that would have been called there now gets waylaid by the fact that Jesus Takes the Wheel was still firing. And there we go. Jesus takes YOLO Swag Jesus, saying nah, we'll be okay. And so this game's gonna continue right on.
Again, I'm not sure why they're not taking the pause. I know we don't have all day, but this is a situation where you kind of have to take the pause. Without both captains, without both pilots, you're at an extreme disadvantage. Gents
Yep.
Pagoda and Razumdar really aren't moving either. I think they understand that they kind of have the advantage if they just sit here and wait for Sacrilege to come to them. And the Opus, the burden of proof, rather, is kind of on Sacrilege. Gents won the first game. Sacrilege needs to win this one to stay alive in the tournament. If they don't win this, Gents move on.
Yep, YOLO Swag Jesus poking his nose up there, trying to get some pot shots off. Ducks down below before it takes really any sort of much damage. And this is actually very much looking like that BFS match versus Gents. Of course, Gents taking a little bit more fire there, actually having a ship die. But once again, they're set up in their area and they're forcing the other team to find where exactly they want to come out from. And they're Gents doing a very good job of covering basically every angle that you can think of currently. Jesus takes the wheel once again, rising up here, spotting the Razumdar. Let's see, can Sacrilege Dynasty also...
I think this is going to be... I think this is a slight mistake for Jesus take the wheel. I don't know if Sacrilege Dynasty can properly support them in this engagement.
Yeah, they might be able to do it for a little bit, but if Razumdar goes down just a tiny bit, the Sacrilege Dynasty is going to have a hard time hitting the through that building that they're right behind. And now Gents Pagoda and both Razumdar taking their full force onto Jesus takes the wheel.
Lesmok shots being loaded into the Razumdar's Gatling cannon. Good choice there. A couple of those did land before before Jesus take the wheel rather got out of arc.
Yep. Now Razumdar following down over here. I'm not sure this is what exactly they want to do. All right, Tropo actually just got back in, so hopefully he'll be able to stick around this time. In the meantime, Gents Pagoda firing off at the Sacrilege Dynasty now, as it is in full-on view. Balloon lost once more, but they are able to slink down behind this building once again.
Jesus take the wheel has well retreated from Razumdar and kind of gotten Razumdar lost in the clouds. If Sacrilege Dynasty rises up here and starts taking shots at the Gents Pagoda, this could actually really work in Sacrilege's favor.
Razumdar charging right back in here. They got onto the Jesus takes the wheels tricks there, and now turning that gap mortar onto the Pyramidion. Pyramidion trying to get out of here, but no, he cannot, as Razumdar with those mortar shots finishes off YOLO Swag Jesus' ship once again for a 3-1 lead here for the Gents. And that third kill is the all-important kill, because if we hit overtime and you don't get armored down, whoever has those 3 kills will win the game.
Quick balloon break coming in from the Sacrilege Dynasty. Wow. Gents Pagoda is going to sink here just a little bit.
Yeah, but unfortunately they are getting their own balloon broken in return as well, and almost armor at 2, but Hades shots going wild there. So Sacrilege Dynasty once again escaping. Are they going to bump into this crane once more? No, they are not. And those cranes, man, you gotta look out for them. They will pop out of nowhere at you.
Jesus take the wheel, quickly approaching the Razumdar, approaching its brawl side, though. I'm not sure it's the best idea in the world. Gap mortar shots going out from the Razumdar, grinding down Sacrilege Dynasty just a tiny bit, though. Not too terribly much damage going on Jesus take the wheel. Great little harassment there from Jesus take the wheel on the Razumdar. 3 guns now disabled on the junker, on Byron's junker. Balloon is on fire, hull is on fire.
Yeah, and an engine and the gun, so a lot of things currently on fire on the Razumdar, but
that was a great little harassment move. YOLO Swag Jesus doing a great little harassment move there, spinning around, making it really tough for the gunner on the Razumdar to get those gat shots to hit.
Yep, and Jesus takes the wheel, trying to get down behind this bridge here, get on out of here with that armor down. Razumdar's armor is down as well. Oh, those lumberjack shots continue to connect with the Razumdar through this tiny window here from the Sacrilege Dynasty. large, it's a fair amount of damage that went onto the Razumdar. Actually, actual permanent hull damage there.
Yeah, that's actually that's pretty surprising. Great hits from the Sacrilege Dynasty. I didn't think they could have made those, but they made it work and worked pretty well in their favor.
Yeah, there's been a lot of extremely tight shots that have come through places where I wouldn't even thought possible. And
Tropo got
Tropo's gone
kicked
again.
out again. Oh no.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate, but the Sacrilege team is willing to bear through it, and hopefully they can get a few more kills
Uh-oh.
to send us into
Uh-oh.
game 3.
Gents, sensing that something might be going on a little fishy, Jesus Take the Wheel did get flared there. Spot did go down, if not an official spot, certainly a visual spot happening from Razumdar on Jesus Take the Wheel. But Jesus Take the Wheel actually getting a pretty good backdoor on the Razumdar, on that Junker.
Yeah, unfortunately, Razumdar has turned his brawl side towards Jesus Takes the Wheel. Jesus Takes the Wheel. Gonna try to back up, but currently he's backing up towards a building and doesn't have a whole lot of place to run to. Now, Razumdar is very low on health, so if that armor goes down, that'll be quite catastrophic for that Junker. And Hades' shots continuing to hit there. Can they strip that armor down? We will see. In the meantime, Sacrilege Dynasty
Gents
is nowhere.
Pagoda is coming in. They are moving in to defend the Razumdar. Razumdar is trying to bob up and down as fast as possible,
Armor
trying
down,
to
armor down,
shake
armor
them.
down. Oh, Lumberjack shot connects right as that armor has gone down. The second one does not. And the Razumdar barely manages to get its armor back up. Oh, wow, that was extremely close there.
Jesus Take the Wheel missed some critical, and I mean critical Hades shots there too. If those Hades shots had been on the mark, Razumdar would be dead and it'd be 3-2.
Yeah, but instead, as Jesus Takes the Wheel is now taking fire from the Gents Pagoda. Armor almost completely down. Balloon helping it slink down below this building. This has happened multiple times now where that balloon going out actually helps the Sacrilege team disappear from the line of sight or arcs fire from the Gents team repeatedly.
This is actually the same problem that Sac had when it faced Cake in its first game on Northern Fjords, where balloon pops would continuously drop the Cake Pyramidion, one of the Cake Pyramidions, out of range. So despite the fact that the Lumberjack shots were about 60% of the time, 60 to 70% of the time on the mark, they were just dropping them out of Hades Arc, giving Cake a very good chance to just get everything repaired, get back up into Arc. And they continue to whittle down the SAC team for the first half of that game before the first charge actually happened.
Yep. So how it goes quite often. All right, let's see here. Sacrilege Dynasty, and looks like probably it was Razumdar shooting off some Artemis. Ooh, nice connection there from the Sacrilege Dynasty. And you'll expect Jesus is actually still kind of just sharking it down around here, just circling the waters, trying to catch its prey. If it actually had turned to the right there, it may have been able to catch the Razumdar as it was flying down over here. In the meantime, Sacrilege Dynasty losing. Balloon barely manages to slink down behind the building once again. And we only got 5 minutes left before we go over overtime, so Sacrilege does have to keep that in mind as well.
Again, we have seen the Gents get the 3-point minimum they need to win in overtime. And if we don't see a hull break 2 minutes after overtime starts, the Gents will get an automatic win by default.
Now, Gents Pagoda, however, getting caught here by Jesus Takes the Wheel. However, Razumdar is lurking with that gap mortar once more. Armor not quite down yet. There it is. Mortar shots come raining on in. That washer shot misses for the most part, but finished off with that mortar from the Razumdar. So it is a 4-1 lead now for Jensen. This is going to be extremely hard for Sacrilege to come back from this. Not just because it's a 4-1, but because they don't have a whole lot of time to do it.
Unfortunately so, and it looks like Tropo is probably not going to be able to reconnect. He says he's getting 700 to 900 ping right now, which it's so difficult to fly with that kind of thing. That kind of ping, rather.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. Sometimes that does happen in this vehicle of esports that we call technology. In the meantime, Sacrilege Dynasty getting fired upon by the Gents team here.
Jesus Take the Wheel is rising up in direct range, direct line of sight of both the Gents Pagoda and Razum Dar. He's gonna charge?
Yeah, it looks like there's some Carronade fire going out to Jesus Takes the Wheel is there as well. And a nice ram onto Razum Dar, counter ram basically. But Gat fire going down onto Jesus Takes the Wheel. This might just be the end here as mortar shots will come rain on in. But that armor went up. Watch of fire. That's absolutely brutal as Jesus Takes the Wheel gets it down there by the Gents team. And the Gents team, after a long, drawn-out match with extremely precision firing, will take this game and take this match 2-0, and they will go on to face the Glowwater Thralls in the finals.
Unfortunately, because of connection difficulties there, Tropo was not able to maintain a pilot position there on the server. I don't think that helped out the Sacrilege team at all. They just weren't able to